Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kristina and Molly's clash, which way forward? According to General Hospital spoilers, Kristina Corinthos Davis and Molly Lansing Davis will have a sibling confrontation over a slightly new point of contention. Kristina's shocking vow that she will never trust the system again sets the setting for a conflict of principles, with Molly remaining hopeful in justice despite its flaws. After Ava Jerome was released from charges related to Kristina's tragic fall from the Metro Court Hotel's third-story window, which killed the baby she was carrying for Molly and TJ Ashford, the sisters' paths diverged. Spoilers hint at a week of raw emotion and shifting dynamics. Will Kristina, frequently portrayed as the reckless one, be stronger than Molly? General Hospital spoilers, Kristina's breaking point. Kristina's suspicion of the system is more than just talk, it is a seismic change. The trial's outcome, with Ava avoiding responsibility for the loss of the baby Kristina carried as both surrogate and egg donor, has damaged her trust in the government and authorities. She feels deceived and abandoned by a legal system that has failed to provide closure for her grief and Molly's death. Kristina is now doubling down, telling Molly that she is tired of relying on the courts or police to do the right thing. Her disobedience represents a watershed moment as she transforms from the impetuous Kristina of the past into a woman hardened by grief and ready to forge her own path, whatever that may be. Molly's trust capacity is fragile. According to GH spoilers, Molly, on the other hand, maintains her faith in the system, but cracks are beginning to show. As a lawyer, she has formed her life around its values. However, Ava's acquittal stings as a personal failure. Her baby, biologically Kristina and TJ's, died as a result of that night. Molly's conviction that justice can still win may serve as a screen against cracking under the weight of truth. When Kristina confronted her, Molly defended the system's promise. Is her trust a sign of strength, or a refusal to confront the truth? General Hospital spoilers, a new Davis girl dynamic. Kristina has historically been portrayed as the wild card, irresponsible in comparison to Molly's steady maturity. However, the tables may be turning. Kristina's ability to reject a broken system and forge her own path forward suggests a resilience Molly may lack. Molly is clinging to structure, which could indicate denial. Meanwhile, Kristina's unvarnished honesty, no matter how crazy, feels courageous. Their showdown this week nearly turned the tables. Kristina emerged as the stronger sister, causing Molly to reconsider her principles. Will Molly bend or break? Could Kristina's attitude bring her closer to their father, Sonny Corinthos, who is no stranger to bucking authority? General Hospital spoilers, can Elizabeth talk sense into Drew? General Hospital spoilers and updates predict that Elizabeth Baldwin will encounter Drew Quartermaine in an upcoming episode. Elizabeth and Drew were formerly lovers and were engaged while he was still Jake Doe. Perhaps she believes she can talk some sense into him? Drew has changed so dramatically since his release from Pentonville prison that he is barely recognized as the same person. He has even estranged and become an enemy of Curtis Ashford. Drew has gone from a hero to a zero, and he's more devious than a Cassadine. He's even abducted his nephew's wife, which is only the latest scandal. Elizabeth will have a difficult time persuading Drew to see sense now that he is no longer the man she was engaged to and a true father figure to her boys. Perhaps more than anything else, Elizabeth is motivated to try to reason with Drew because of his flagrant disdain for Emily Scout Quartermaine's wishes. Scout had lost her mother and wanted to remain in the blended family Sam McCall and Dante Falconeri had created, but Drew opposed this from the outset. Drew was kicked out of the Quartermaine home, but so did Scout. Drew was responsible for getting kicked out of the Quartermaine home, but so did Scout, and that's a different bone to pick with Tracy Quartermaine. But, for the time being, Elizabeth wants to make an appeal to Drew for Scout's sake, assuming he still loves his daughter. Before he was taken, Scout was Drew's entire world. Drew appears to have shifted his affection for his daughter to Willow Corinthos and the children she and Michael Corinthos have. Scout is linked to them, and while she enjoys seeing Wiley and Amelia Corinthos, she is most attached to her brother. Scout is linked to both Danny Morgan and Rocco Falconeri. These horrible situations may strike a death blow to Scout's emotional security and force her fear. Elizabeth attempts to persuade Drew that these horrible situations may strike a death blow to Scout's emotional security and force her to be forever afraid of bonding with others. She has lost one close person after another, being separated from Danny and Rocco shortly after losing her mother, Sam McCall. Willow is not going to be Scout's mommy substitute, no matter how hard she tries. Drew's forcing Willow to move with him is also too soon for Wiley and Amelia, who had just buried their father. Michael may remain in that burn center indefinitely, and Willow wants sole custody. Will Drew come to his senses and stop this terrible chess game with children? General Hospital spoilers, Alexis has a major storyline. Is there a new romance on the way? Alexis Davis has popularized the practice of falling for the bad people. According to General Hospital spoilers, she has dated a wide range of guys, from charming to walking red flags. Her most troublesome relationship? It was Jerry Jack's Sebastian Roche, who had fans torn between loving him and wanting him locked up for good. Will they reunite? Roche weighs in. General Hospital spoilers, will Jerry and Alexis return? According to General Hospital spoilers, it all started when Alexis met James Brosnan, who had a great secret. It revealed out that this man was James Craig, the mastermind of the Metro Court explosion. Oops. But did that prevent Alexis from falling head over heels for him? Of course not. Furthermore, Alexis defended Jerry in court, but that was only the beginning. She was always by his side, no matter how many crimes Jerry committed. The energy between him and Alexis was electric, and it may not have cooled off entirely. The villain only needs to show there and stretch his arms for her. But will Jerry return? During an exclusive interview with Us Weekly, Sebastian Roche addressed the million-dollar question. Never say never. No one ever dies on the show, he joked. Furthermore, the actor has kept track of how many times his character has crossed over. Where has Jerry been hiding? Sebastian has a point, because soap operas do treat death as a minor nuisance. Only in Port Charles can someone die, then return to sipping martinis as if nothing happened. While there is no official word about Jack's return, Roche stated, you just never know when the opportunity may present itself. In reality, the GH alum understands what his soap alter ego is up to. I'd like to think Jerry is holed up in a beautiful villa somewhere in the Caribbean or the South Pacific. Roche also imagined Jerry sailing, maybe in some beautiful destination. Jerry Jacks is living his retirement dream. Should Jerry go back to GH? Fans say yes. The danger, the thrill, and the sizzle with Alexis Watts not to like? Jack Brennan's meticulously crafted plans are starting to unravel. His stealthy tactics, calculated charm, everything he's done to maintain control, are about to be exposed. Jocelyn Jacks was never supposed to catch the bait so easy, but she did. Now she's in greater danger than she thinks, and Brennan has no choice but to intervene before things spiral out of control. Jocelyn's dangerous curiosity. Jocelyn is never one to give up, especially when she believes she is on the right side of justice. Colette Moreau may have given her just enough information to pique her interest, but it was Brennan who set the trap. He wanted to know how far Jocelyn would go, how much risk she was ready to take, to put her to the test while pretending to be interested in WSB. But Jocelyn has done more than simply take the bait. She's charged headfirst into the flames, pushing too hard and too fast. Breaking into Cyrus Renault's room was risky enough, but following the trail to his cabin? That was a risky move from which she might not recover. Anna Devane had warned her and tried to keep her out of the situation, but Jocelyn was adamant. When Cyrus discovers her spying, the stakes rise dramatically. Brennan's game with Carly. While Jocelyn plays detective, Brennan has his own game, with Carly Spencer. He's established himself as her ally, confidant, and even protector. He's given her exactly what she was looking for, an advantage in her revenge plot. He's made himself necessary, a man she can trust, despite Jason Morgan's warnings. It's a hazardous balance. If Carly discovers that he has been exploiting her daughter as a pawn in a much wider game, her rage will be insurmountable. Brennan understands this. He's careful and calculated. He knows how to divert Carly's attention and prevent her from asking too many questions. His influence is even more than Carly realizes. After all, he made sure Lucky Spencer returned to Port Charles and Michael Corinthos had the best care at the burn facility. These aren't just acts of kindness. They are investments, cleverly placed moves to keep Carly in his circle. But even Brennan may not entirely grasp why the WSB is interested in Cyrus Renault in the first place. Cyrus is not only a local issue. If the WSB is interested in him, it suggests his influence stretches well beyond Port Charles. His alleged mercy killings could be the tip of a far darker iceberg. And if Brennan's purpose is linked to that, Carly, Jocelyn, and everyone else involved could be caught up in something far more terrible than they ever imagined. The results of Jocelyn's actions. Brennan's world gets upended when he is enjoying his recent moment with Carly. A frantic call. An urgent interruption. Something happened. Isaiah Gannon and Portia Robinson rush to save someone's life. Is it Jocelyn's? Cyrus is not one to leave things unfinished. If he had discovered Jocelyn probing into his secrets, he would not have hesitated to act. Perhaps she had Dex Heller's gun and believed she was prepared for whatever came next, but Cyrus has always been one step ahead. And now, there could be more than one victim. Cyrus has reappeared at Elizabeth Baldwin's home, his presence undeniably frightening. The man is on a rampage, making a last-ditch effort to clean up any mess he thinks needs cleaning. Is this the end of his reign of terror? Or the start of something more worse? Brennan's damage control. When Carly discovers the truth, Brennan will be obliged to take unprecedented measures to contain the damage. She will see through his carefully woven web of half-truths and deceit. She'll learn that every hour he spent by her side, every consoling word he spoke, was part of a larger plan. Worst of all, he placed Jocelyn in direct line of fire. Brennan will scurry for explanations and justifications. He'll try to persuade Carly that it was essential and that he was guiding Jocelyn towards something bigger. He never intended for her to be hurt. However, Carly Spencer is not a woman who easily forgives. And if Jocelyn suffers the price for Brennan's actions, there will be no second chances. General Hospital spoilers. Jocelyn Jacks is leveling up. From college student to secret agent? Nobody in Port Charles has looked better than Jocelyn Jacks. According to General Hospital spoilers, she went from being a college student to killing Cyrus Renault, the town's most dreaded baddie. College and boyfriend drama? That is child's play. Jocelyn is in a whole different league now. Jack Brennan recruits Joss into a world-saving company where the stakes are high. Buckle up, because things are only getting started for our girl. General Hospital spoilers, from killing Cyrus to working for the WSB. According to General Hospital teasers, Eden McCoy shares some new information about Jocelyn's intriguing storyline. Fans shocked when Jocelyn shot Cyrus, but McCoy had known for months. The actress learned of it just as GH cemented Dex's fate. I've known for a really long time, McCoy tells SOD. Furthermore, Jocelyn experienced this type of loss before, when Oscar died tragically. But this time, it wasn't just about mourning, the character was genuinely looking for blood. Eden adored the twist and felt super honored that Joss had finally put an end to Cyrus' murderous rampage. But before she can return to her typical routine, Jack Brennan surprises her with an enticing offer. It turns out that her little act of vigilante retribution piqued the WSB's interest. Additionally, Jack believes Jocelyn could be a top-tier spy, but she is suspicious. Joss assures him she is merely a college student, not a high-tech covert operative. But Jack insists that her boldness saved lives. Jocelyn's on a mission. The employment will allow her to perform more such deeds that can make a difference. But there's a major catch. If Jocelyn joins the WSB, she cannot tell anybody, including Carly. Mind you, Jack has affections for Carly, which complicates everything. Consequently, she hesitates, but Jack manipulates her. The man advises her to continue with her environmental science degree. And just like that, Carly's daughter takes the bait and accepts the proposal. McCoy teases that Jocelyn's risky decision would change her perception of Sunny 1,000,000%. The actress is relieved since she is so tired of the hypocrisy surrounding her character. Now for the actual twist. Jocelyn has no time for training because Jack is sending her on her first mission. She is going tonight. Prepare yourselves, because Jocelyn's life will never be the same. Spoilers, Sasha and Jason are on their way to the altar unless Anna gets in the way? General Hospital spoilers state that Sasha Gilmore is currently juggling several balls in the air. Can she handle another one? She's coped with dating her cousin, becoming pregnant by a married man, and now pretending to be with someone she claims is the baby's father. All of this drama seemed to hint to another complication, Sasha falling for Jason Morgan. Don't just take our word for it, read what the GH head writers have to say about this possibility. Will Sasha fall for Jason? Head writers Elizabeth Cortat and Chris Van Etten told Soap Opera Digest that Jason would have Sasha's back as she tries to keep all interested parties at bay. But being together with Sasha in this way may cause unanticipated issues for them both. This could be interpreted as Jason discovering he has affections for Anna Devane. The show has had these two in heated exchanges in recent days, and fans can see how the show is pushing them together. Are Anna and Jason at the end of their game? While it seems obvious that Sasha and Jason would fall in love, we can't ignore the fact that Jason and Anna had a scorching kiss in Africa. Anna recently went out on a limb to protect Jason, who is being falsely accused of murder. Should Sasha and Jason be a super couple? This narrative appears to have legs, so Anna and Jason will have lots of opportunities to spend time together as they try to figure out who the real killer is. Jocelyn Jacks murdered Cyrus Renault, but the WSB covered up the crime. When Jason discovers that Joss committed the murder, he will require a great deal of support. In the past, we would have expected Jason to happily take the blame for her, but he is now a family man. Will Jason and Anna come to terms with their feelings? Tell us, GH fans, would you rather see Jason with young, hopeful Sasha or world-weary, compromised spy Anna? Or are neither of them suitable for Stone Cold? General Hospital spoilers, a new villain partnership is in the works, and Sunny goes down big time. Port Charles has just become a lot more deadly. General Hospital spoilers revealed that Cyrus Renault's reign of terror will be continued by a new villain. The man has been keeping a low profile, but it appears that he is now coming out with a bang. A hot Reddit thread has fans wondering if Sidwell is working with Jack Brennan. Oh my! Dive in to catch the entire tea! General Hospital spoilers, a new sinister pairing for Port Charles? General Hospital spoilers suggest that Brennan and Sidwell have formed a dangerous partnership. One Reddit user sparked the conversation by asking what everyone thought about Jocelyn Jacks joining WSB. I love the story it gives with the Carly, Jason, Sunny, Brennan of it all, said one of them. Another fan went even further, claiming that Brennan still wants Sunny dead. Furthermore, they anticipated he may be working with Sidwell, who might be the new pikeman of sorts. Another bizarre aspect? Setting up Jason and getting rid of him will leave Sunny more exposed than ever. Ah, the drama! If this notion is correct, we're looking at one of the most diabolical duos in GH history. All clues recently pointed to Jen Sidwell being responsible for the explosion at Sunny's apartment, which nearly killed Michael Corinthos. Let's not forget the shady little champagne toast. Did Brennan plant evidence against Jason? Sidwell poured himself a drink and raised his glass, as if he were celebrating something significant. But the fundamental issue remains, is Sidwell acting alone, or has he teamed up with Jack? Carly's new beau is no saint, and new evidence suggests that he may be responsible for Austin's death. A mysterious individual was seen at the crime scene wearing fancy dress shoes. And, guess what? Brennan approached Cyrus' cabin wearing the same type of shoes. Coincidence? I doubt it. Recently, he has been suspiciously engaged with Jocelyn Jacks. Is he attempting to recruit Joss for the WSB, using her as a pawn? Furthermore, Brennan is believed to have planted evidence to frame Jason for Cyrus' death. Port Charles will be in serious peril if Sidwell and Brennan collaborate. We wonder how long it will take Sunny, Jason, and Carly to discover the truth. Weekly General Hospital Recap, February 24th to 28th, Jason's case and Joss' career job offers shocked Port Charles. Life has changed forever since Cyrus' demise, and the General Hospital Recap for February 24th to 28th, 2025 covers every aspect of the drama. What happened in Port Charles? As Cyrus' disappearance hangs over town, the investigation and cover-up have already altered the lives of everyone involved this week. Sunny visited with Gio and provided him money for the forthcoming school trip. He then went to GH to check on Laura after Lucky's hospitalization and informed her that Lucky had gotten the best of both her and Luke. When Trina probed Jocelyn on what she was up to the night before, she told her a narrative about Dex's flat and trashing her phone. Felicia later informed her that Jason had been brought in to investigate Cyrus' disappearance. Jason informed Anna that he did not kill Cyrus and had an alibi to prove it, while Dante was tasked with informing Alexis, Kristina, and Molly that Cyrus was responsible for Sam's death. Nina arrived at Drew's new house with Willow, much to Drew's disappointment. While Maxie took Willow about, Drew accused Nina of being envious of her daughter. Later, when Drew and Willow left after he was called to the PCPD, Nina persuaded Maxie to give her the combination to Drew's new safe. Carly went to see Brennan and stated she wasn't sure how things were going between them. Later, Jocelyn arrived and discovered that Brennan was behind Jason's framing. She implored him to make sure Jason did not go to prison, and he again invited her to join the WSB. At GH, Selena approached Brad and handed him his resignation letter, stating that he would return to work for her. As he tried to decline, Portia appeared and convinced Selena to leave. Later, Brad visited with his aunt and gave her his leverage over Portia in exchange for his debt being cleared. Trina slid off her step stool and into Kai's arms after finishing their paintings. The scene ended with the two exchanging passionate kisses. Chase took Brooklyn off guard when he suggested they create a baby with Finn's sperm so that the baby may still be a part of him. After discussing it with Brennan, Joss decided to join the WSB, not only for herself, but also for her selfless, deceased boyfriend. Brennan was thrilled to inform her that she would be leaving that night. Tracy served Drew with a cease and desist order, forcing him to relinquish the Quartermain identity and revert to Kane. It provoked a variety of reactions from her family, particularly Gio, who stated how much he valued having his late father's surname, and Scout would want the same. Meanwhile, at the PCPD, tensions flared after Drew dismissed Jason's alibi. Carly yelled at both him and Willow, and Diane got Jason released on bond. Lucky awoke to find Lulu by his bedside. Elizabeth rushed in and kissed him, and then he was visited by his mother and Sunny, who had just returned from a meeting about Sidwell's attempt to seize Sunny's property on the pier. Lucky told Sunny that during his digitalis overdose, he heard his father's voice reassuring him that it was not his time yet. Trina told Stella about her connection with Kai at Charlie's, and Carly went to meet Brennan for a drink, only to see Sidwell with Lucy. Later, Trina said hello to Carly and mentioned hearing that Joss had joined a school trip abroad at the last minute, all while Brennan listened in, knowing where Joss was. Martin appeared at the Q home and demanded Tracy release the cease and desist order, threatening to reveal the information that the home had crossed their property limits. Tracy called his bluff, and when Lulu stepped in and asked about Valentine, Tracy knew he was hiding something. Elsewhere, Brooklyn told Lois about Chase's suggestion, while Chase complained to Dante about his error with Brooklyn. Bobby's was the place to be for Alexis, Molly, Sunny, and Kristina, who were all having lunch together when Rick and Ava entered. Kristina couldn't contain her rage and lash out at both of them, and just as Sunny was going to protect his daughter, Alexis stepped in. Sunny, Kristina, and Molly all departed, and Rick accused Alexis of taking Kristina's side yet again. Meanwhile, Molly went to the queues to pick up Danny and ran into Cody, whom she screamed about her parents with. Deception gathered at the Metro Court restaurant, where Lucy confessed to Natalia and Maxie that she knew someone who could assist them obtain the mineral required for their new product. When she introduced them to Sidwell, Sasha appeared and explained that Sidwell had kidnapped her and kept her in a room with a bomb. Olivia recommended to Carly that they offer Sasha a job in the kitchen at the Metro Court restaurant and compensate her for her room. Carly agreed and offered Sasha the job, hoping for a response. WSB hired the wrong General Hospital legacy kid. Why Joss is not the best fit. General Hospital fans first encountered the Globe Security Bureau in the early 1980s, when dashing super spy Robert Scorpio arrived in Port Charles to stop the Cassadine family from taking over the Globe using the Ice Princess statue and an evil weather machine. Once that threat had been mitigated, the Prometheus disc needed to be disarmed. Since our first meeting, we've encountered O'Reilly, Anna Devane, Sean Dunley, Frisco Jones, Valentine Cassadine, and a slew of additional agents. But they're all getting older. the WSB, like any other institution, benefits from new faces. We get it. We simply wonder who they decided to recruit. The worst witch, Joss. For reals? Brennan is desperate to bring this person into the fold. We'd understand if he was trying to bring down Sunny or impress Carly. However, he believes Joss would be a useful addition. Based on what? Her briefly studying medical before switching to another major? Her previous kidney transplant as a child, and thus her ongoing risk of rejection, could be a challenge on long-term and undercover missions. Her reckless decisions on everything from sleeping with Dax while still dating Cameron to shooting Cyrus? Why groom Joss when there's a more natural choice right there? Emma is the granddaughter of two WSB agents, Robert and Anna. She is the goddaughter of two further agents, Sean and Frisco. Her mother, Robin, spent the majority of her youth being kidnapped and escaped life-threatening situations. Emma is the one who was born into this lifestyle, not Joss. Emma Scorpio Drake and Giovanni Gio Palmieri have been crossing paths more and more, their relationships tinged with something more than friendship. Something is stirring beneath the surface, whether it's their tendency to gravitate toward one other in a crowded environment or the ease with which they express their hobbies. An unexpected bond. Emma, with her fiery Scorpio personality and strong sense of purpose, has always had a need for adventure. She most likely acquired this trait from her mother, Robin Scorpio Drake, as well as her strong grandparents. She is a force to be reckoned with, particularly when it comes to the causes she supports. Her work with students against animal cruelty has given her a purpose beyond her family history, and it is there that Gio discovers a means to break through her barriers. Gio, on the other hand, is a natural charmer, carrying the weight of his family name without allowing it to define him. His musical prowess distinguishes him, and his ability to negotiate the tight web of Port Charles's social circles makes him somewhat mysterious. He isn't just another adolescent attempting to find his way, he has his own sense of duty and ambition to create something of himself. And maybe that's what draws Emma to him. They provide each other with unexpected challenges. Emma's seriousness counterbalances Joe's easygoing nature, and his ability to make her laugh allows her to relax. And when he begins to show genuine interest in her career and dreams, it becomes evident that this is more than simply a friendship. Family tensions and meddling relatives, of course, nothing in Port Charles is ever as straightforward. Emma descended from a long history of powerful, protective figures, including Anna Devane and Robert Scorpio. The Scorpio Drake family does not take things lightly, particularly when it comes to the people who enter Emma's life. They've protected and led her, and they won't let anyone in unless they prove themselves worthy. And then there is Gio. With connections to the Corinthos, Cerullo, and Quartermain families, he brings his own set of expectations and challenges. Being associated with such great lineages can be both a blessing and a curse, and when rumors of a potential romance swirl, the scrutiny will only grow. Will their families see this as a normal blossoming of young love, or will they try to steer them apart before things grow serious? If history has taught us anything, it is that meddling relatives frequently cause more harm than good, and nothing motivates two people more than being warned to stay apart. Is there a slow-burning romance on the horizon? The real question is, where does this leave Emma and Gio? Currently, the tension is slight, but the undercurrents are apparent. Perhaps it will begin with a fleeting moment, an unspoken understanding shared in the quiet corners of town, a lingering glance at one of Joe's violin performances, or a shared objective that brings them closer together. Will Joe's support for SAAC be the bridge that finally connects them? Will outside forces force them to ignore what is clearly developing between them? One thing is certain, this story is only beginning. And in a community where romance can become legend, Emma and Joe's relationship could be the next great love tale waiting to happen. Sebastian Roche on returning to the General Hospital. It's been a decade since Jerry Jacks tortured the residents of Port Charles, and it appears that they'll be safe from him for the foreseeable future. Sebastian Roche has stated that he does not intend to return to General Hospital for the time being, providing residents of Port Charles with some relief. Never say never, Roche explained to Us Weekly. No one dies on the show. I'm not sure how many times I've died. After Julian Stone played Jerry from April 1998 to December 1999, GH recast the character with Roche when the villain was returned in January 2007. He returned several times over the years, each time with a new terrible idea. Jerry had been presumed dead several times, but his most recent departure saw him transported to Steinmauer prison in 2015. However, in 2019, it was claimed that he had escaped, so he is still on the run someplace. He's probably in the Caribbean in some beautiful villa, Roche imagined. A little like James Bond. Or somewhere in the South Pacific. But, you know, he is a wanderer. Traveling anonymously, possibly in disguise. I like to imagine him sailing somewhere nice. Outside of daytime, Roche has achieved enormous success, appearing in primetime shows such as The Vampire Diaries, The Originals, and The Man in the High Castle. He is currently playing Father Renault in Taylor Sheridan's Paramount Plus original 1923, starring Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford. The actor is also writing, producing, and directing, so a return to GH is improbable. In the near future, nothing is planned, Roche admitted. You never know under these conditions or on that type of show. It would be fun. Share your opinions on Jerry's return to Port Charles in the comments below, and stay tuned for more soap opera surprises. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.